The arena pulsed with energy, a cauldron of roaring fans, flashing lights, and the sharp scent of sweat and adrenaline. It was the biggest MMA event of the year, held in a sold-out Las Vegas Coliseum, where the world's fiercest fighters clashed in a steel cage under a spotlight that burned hotter than the desert sun. In the VIP section, nestled among A-list celebrities and high-rolling tycoons, sat Jason Statham. Dressed in a tailored black suit, his steely eyes scanned the crowd with a quiet intensity. At 58, he was still a chiseled monument of discipline, his presence commanding respect without a word. Most knew him as the action star who threw punches and flipped cars on the silver screen, but few were aware of the truth. Jason was a black belt in Shotokan karate, a master of precision and power, honed over decades of training. In the cage, the main event reached its climax. The reigning champion, Marcus the Titan Kane, a 28-year-old behemoth with a shaved head and tattoos snaking across his bulging arms, was pummeling his opponent. Marcus was a prodigy, undefeated at 22-0, with a reputation for brutality and an ego to match. His fists rained down like sledgehammers, and with a final knee to the jaw, his opponent crumpled. The crowd erupted as the referee raised Marcus's hand. He soaked it in, strutting around the cage, flexing, and shouting taunts into the mic, "Ain't nobody can touch me. I'm the king of this jungle." His voice boomed over the speakers, feeding off the crowd's frenzy. As Marcus's eyes roamed the arena, they landed on the VIP section. He spotted Jason, sitting calmly with a glass of whiskey in hand, his expression unreadable. Marcus, high on victory and craving more attention, saw an opportunity. He'd heard of Statham, the Hollywood tough guy who played fighters but never stepped into a real ring. To Marcus, Jason was just another celebrity poser. Grinning, he grabbed the mic again. "Yo, look at this. We got Jason Statham in the house, actin' like he's hard." The crowd laughed, some cheering, others murmuring. "Man, you're pushin' 60, sittin' pretty in your suit. Why don't you step in here and see what a real fighter's like? I'll knock you back to the movie set." The arena buzzed with shock and amusement. Cameras zoomed in on Jason, whose lips curled into a faint, almost amused smile. He didn't flinch, didn't stand, just raised his glass slightly, as if toasting Marcus's bravado. The crowd ate it up, but those close to Jason noticed the subtle shift in his eyes, a glint of something dangerous, like a blade catching light. The host tried to steer the moment back to the fight, but Marcus kept pushing, egged on by the crowd. "What's wrong, old man? Scared? Stick to your fake punches." Backstage, the event organizer, a wiry man named Leo, was sweating bullets. He knew Marcus's antics were gold for ratings, but mocking a guest like Statham was a gamble. He rushed to the VIP section, leaning in to whisper an apology. "Mr. Statham, I'm so sorry. He's out of line. We'll handle it." Jason's voice was low, steady. "No need. Let him talk." Leo blinked, unsure if Jason was brushing it off or planning something. Before he could press, Jason added, "But if he wants a show, I might give him one." The idea spread like wildfire. By the next morning, social media was ablaze with clips of Marcus's taunts and Jason's cool response. Fans demanded a match, half joking, half serious. Sports networks fueled the hype, debating whether the action star could hold his own. Marcus, loving the spotlight, doubled down in interviews. "I'll put him to sleep in 30 seconds, he bragged on a podcast. He's a stunt guy, not a fighter." But whispers began to circulate among fight insiders. Someone dug up old footage of Jason training with karate masters in Japan, his kicks snapping with lethal precision. A few MMA veterans who'd sparred with him years ago spoke up, warning Marcus, "Statham's no joke." Leo saw dollar signs. He pitched the idea to Jason's team, expecting a polite decline. To his shock, Jason agreed, but with conditions: no scripted nonsense, no holding back, and a charity purse for the winner. "If the kid wants a lesson," Jason said, "I'll teach him one." Marcus, cocky as ever, signed on, laughing it off as a publicity stunt. The fight was set for a special event 3 months later, dubbed Hollywood vs. Havoc. The MMA world was split. Some saw it as a circus, others as a chance to see a legend step out of the shadows. Jason didn't waste a day. He retreated to a private gym in Los Angeles, training with a small circle of trusted coaches, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, a Muay Thai champion, and his old karate sensei, a 70-year-old master named Kenji. They pushed him to his limits, blending his karate foundation with MMA's grappling and clinch work. Jason was relentless, waking at 4 a.m. for road work, drilling katas until his GI was soaked, and sparring until his knuckles bled. But it wasn't just physical. Late at night, he'd sit alone, replaying Marcus's taunts, not out of anger but to fuel his focus. He knew Marcus was younger, stronger, faster. But Jason had something Marcus didn't: discipline, experience, and a mind that didn't break. Marcus, meanwhile, treated the build-up like a party. He trained, sure, but he was distracted by media tours, club appearances, and trash-talking on social media. "Statham's gonna eat canvas," he posted, alongside a video of himself shadowboxing. His coaches tried to rein him in, warning that Jason's karate could be a wild card, but Marcus scoffed. "Karate? That's for kids in pajamas." He underestimated Jason's reach, not just in the cage but in the world. Celebrities rallied behind Statham. A famous actor sent him a video saying, "Show 'em what's real, mate." Even a retired MMA star, in a rare moment of respect, posted online, "Don't sleep on the old dog." Fight night arrived, and the Coliseum was a pressure cooker. The undercard fights were brutal, but everyone was waiting for the main event. Backstage, Jason sat in his locker room, wrapping his hands with methodical care. Kenji stood beside him, offering quiet wisdom. "The boy fights with rage. You fight with purpose. Trust your way." Jason nodded, his face a mask of calm. Across the hall, Marcus was hyping himself up, shadowboxing to blaring music, his entourage feeding his ego. But for the first time, a flicker of doubt crossed his mind as he saw the crowd split allegiance, half chanting his name, half roaring for Statham. The walkout was electric. Marcus stormed out first, shirtless, his muscles gleaming under the lights, soaking in the cheers and boos. Then came Jason. No theatrics, no entourage. Just him, in simple black fight shorts, his eyes locked on the cage. The crowd exploded, sensing something primal in his quiet stride. As they faced off, Marcus towered over Jason, smirking, mouthing, "You're done." Jason stared back, unblinking, his body coiled like a spring. The bell rang. Marcus charged, throwing a flurry of punches, expecting to overwhelm the bold man. But Jason moved like water, slipping jabs, parrying hooks, his footwork a masterclass in economy. The crowd gasped as he countered with a crisp side kick, catching Marcus's ribs. Marcus grunted, more surprised than hurt, and doubled down, clinching Jason against the cage, landing knees. Jason absorbed the punishment, his face grim but focused, waiting for his moment. Late in the round, he broke free, unleashing a spinning back kick that grazed Marcus's jaw, wobbling him. The bell saved Marcus, but the crowd was on its feet. Round 2 was chess with blood. Marcus, now cautious, used his reach, peppering Jason with leg kicks. Jason's thighs reddened, but he didn't falter. He baited Marcus into overcommitting, then exploded with a combination, a jab to the nose, a low kick to the thigh, and a vicious elbow that split Marcus's eyebrow. Blood streamed down Marcus's face, and for the first time, he looked rattled. Jason pressed, his karate strikes, sharp, angular, unpredictable, cutting through Marcus's sloppy swings. But Marcus's youth showed. He caught Jason with a looping right, dropping him to a knee. The arena held its breath, but Jason rolled, avoiding a ground and pound, and scrambled up, his eyes burning with defiance. In the third round, it was hard against hubris. Both men were battered, Jason's lip was split, Marcus's eye swelling shut. Marcus, desperate, threw wild haymakers, but Jason's discipline held. He saw Marcus's gas tank fading, his punches slowing. With 30 seconds left, Jason feinted a kick, drawing Marcus's guard low, then snapped a front kick to his chin. Marcus staggered, and Jason pounced, landing a textbook karate roundhouse to the temple. Marcus crumpled, out cold before he hit the mat. The referee dove in, waving it off. The Coliseum erupted, a tidal wave of sound. Jason didn't celebrate. He knelt beside Marcus, checking on him as medics rushed in. When Marcus came to, groggy and humbled, Jason offered a hand, pulling him up. The crowd roared louder, moved by the gesture. In the post-fight interview, Jason was succinct. "He's a hell of a fighter. Just needed a reminder, respect the game." Marcus, bloodied but chastened, nodded. "I got schooled. Man's the real deal." Backstage, they shared a quiet moment, Marcus admitting, "I didn't see you coming." Jason smirked. "Most don't." The fight became legend, not just for the knockout but for what it meant. Jason donated his purse to a veterans charity, while Marcus, shaken but wiser, rededicated himself to training, vowing to earn back respect. Fans online called it the VIP beatdown, a night when Hollywood proved it could bleed, fight, and win. For Jason, it was simpler, a chance to show that age, ego, and fame don't define a warrior, heart and skill do. As he left the arena, the crowd still chanting his name, he glanced back at the cage, a faint smile on his lips, then vanished into the night, ready for whatever came next.